Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 5 of your NTI packet. Today is I can solve multi-step equations. It's right here. Our learning target is. So if you want to, turn to this page, and remember you have 4 examples on how to do this. These are the 4 questions that, the first 4 questions in the packet. You will need a pencil or pen and your packet and a calculator today for this, okay? So if you've been keeping up with your packet, you have gone through a couple of days on one-step equations. Day 1 was adding, subtracting. Day 2 was multiplying, dividing one-step equations. Then on day 4, you guys actually did 2-step equations where you had to add, subtract, then multiply, divide to get an answer. Today we have multi-step equations, which means there's more than 2 steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, and we first are going to get rid of our parentheses and then whittle it down to where we can find the answer. So if you guys will flip over to the first page, to our page here, it says assignment 5. Okay, I'm going to start better on a line, and I'm going to draw a pretty long line. I think you should have plenty of room to work on this. You only have 10 today, but we're going to need to do several steps, so that's why I drew quite a bit of a line. So let's start off with writing our equal sign here. We have our negative 224 on one side, and then we have a set of parentheses. And I'm going to tell you, parentheses are hard to work with when you are trying to do multi-step equations, so we're going to get rid of those. So if you remember back when we were doing expressions, in order to get rid of a set of parentheses, we used the distributive property, where we distributed 4 into the parentheses and multiplied that, and it got rid of the parentheses. So let's do that. So we have 4 times 4v is 16v, okay? And then we have 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. Don't forget about those negatives and positives, okay? Okay, so now we just have a 2-step equation. So all we have to do is look and say, well, I need to add, subtract first, and we always want to start with the side that has the variable. So that's our 32, and that's a minus 32. So our inverse to that is positive, or plus 32. So we're going to add 32 to both sides. That cancels that 32 out, and we bring down our 16v, and now we have, oops, I almost put a minus on there. That's why we always make sure we put our pluses or minuses. All right, so turn your calculator on, and you have negative 224, right, plus 32, and that gets you negative 192, so negative 192. Now, we have a one-step equation, so we're going to divide by 16 on both sides, and v so is equal to negative 192 divided by 16 gives you negative 12. So negative 12 is our answer. In order to check it, we're going to do the check step. Now I'm going to do one check step with you, and then you will be expected to do the other 9 check steps on your own. Now the first 4 are done for you on the back if you want to just double check and make sure you're doing it correctly. Or watch this video and see how I do this one. And then you will have to do the rest of them, okay? So I'm going to take my original equation, and I'm going to put negative 224 is equal to 4, parentheses open, 4, and then my v is actually negative 12, so I'm going to put inside parentheses negative 12 minus 8. Close those parentheses. Okay, so I've substituted the negative 12 in for the where the v was. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to say, well, start on the inside and work my way out. So 4 times negative 12 is negative 48, right? So now I have negative 48 minus 8, and that's in parentheses with times 4. So we can do that on the calculator. We can say negative 12 times 4 is negative 48, if you guys see that. Now we can minus by 8. And that gives us negative 56. So I'm going to write negative 56 here. Now negative 56 times 4. And that gave me negative 224. And that does check out to be the correct answer. So that's how you use your check step. Okay? Now, like I said, from now on, you guys will do the check step on your own. right, so number 2, we have, I'm going to draw my line, and we have negative 157 on one side equals, now let's get rid of our parentheses, so we're going to say negative 5 times 8 is negative 40, and negative 5 times 9n is going to be negative 45n. Oh, and I have a 6n right here, so I'm going to bring that plus 6n down. So I have to combine these two because they have the same variable. So negative 45 plus 6. And if you don't know for sure, you can always put in your calculator negative 45 in. You don't have to put the n in, just put the numbers. Plus 6 is equal to negative 39. So we're going to write down these two right here equal negative 39 n. Now bring down your negative 40 equals negative 157. Okay, so negative 157 is equal to negative 40 minus 39n. So we have a two-step equation. So we are going to add 40 to both sides. Okay, that cancels out. Bring down my negative 39n is equal to, so what is negative 157 plus 40 is equal to negative 117. Negative 117. So now I can divide by negative 39 on both sides. So I always want to add, subtract, multiply, or divide by the numbers that are on the same side of the equal sign as the variable. Alright, so that gives us negative 117 divided by negative 39, and our answer is positive 3. So we have n is equal to 3. Now, I do expect you to check step that, but I'm going to leave that there so we can continue on with our video. Right, and these, like I said, should be on the other side, and I did this the other day, and there it is 3. So you should be able to plug that in and get 3 as your check step should work out. Okay? Alright, let's go on to number 3. Draw my line. Okay, so I have negative 160 is equal to 7p, and I'm just bringing that down because it doesn't have anything beside it to multiply. Plus, here's our parentheses. So 9 times 11p is going to be 99p, and 9 times 6, or negative 6, is negative 54. Okay, so now I have 7p plus 99p minus 54. So I see two things I can combine. I can combine my p's. So 99 plus 7 is going to equal 106. And if you want to check yourself, you can say 7 plus 99, see, 106. So 106, p, don't forget your variable, minus 54 is equal to negative 160. Okay, now, two-step equation. So we look at our negative 54 and we want to add 54 to both sides. So we say plus 54 to both sides. That cancels those out. We bring down our 106p is equal to negative 60, negative 160 plus 54 is negative 106. Okay, so look at there. We have negative 106 is equal to 106 times p. So if we divide by 106, p looks like anything over itself is going to be 1, but since it's a negative, it's going to be negative 1. Okay, so be sure to check step that. All right, number 4, draw a line. Okay, so we have 446 is equal to, all right, so bring down our 2b because we don't have anything to put that with. Now we have minus 8 times 6b minus 4. So remember that minus is also like a negative, so we have to distribute that into our parentheses. So negative 8 times positive 6b is going to be negative 48b. And negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32. So if you guys don't remember this, remember if you have a negative on the outside, it changes the signs of the numbers on the inside. And it did that. So this positive 6b became the negative 48b, and a negative 4 became a positive 32. Okay? Now we can combine these two. So 2 minus 48, let's put that in your calculator. 2 minus 48 is negative 46, okay? So make sure that you do that so you don't forget your negatives, because then you won't get a correct answer. So we have negative 46b plus 32, and we'll bring down our 446 on this side. So now we have a two-step equation. So if we have a positive 32, we're going to subtract, that should be a subtract sign, subtract 32 to both sides. Okay, that cancels out, so we have negative 446b is equal to 446 minus 32. So 446 minus 32, and that equals 414. So 414. Now we have a one-step equation, and we're going to divide by negative 46 on both sides. 414 divided by negative 46. It's going to be negative 9. Okay, so B is equal to negative 9. Now you need to check step that to make sure it's correct. I'll look on the back side, see if I got the same thing the other day. See, this was number 4, yeah, negative 9, so we're good, right? And I did the check step here, and it worked, so that's good. So you have the first 4 already. Now we're going to do 5 through 10. So if you are struggling on this, just follow me, write out what I do, write the steps out, and then you'll have your answers, okay? All right, so this one has the equal sign on the over here, so we're going to write that down there. I'm almost written into my next question, so let's make sure I don't mess this up. I can get this right here. We have negative 2, and in parentheses is negative 7x minus 9, so I'm going to get rid of the parentheses. So negative 2 times negative 7x is going to be a positive 14x, and negative 2 times the negative 9 is going to be a positive 18. Now, we don't do anything to that minus 10, we just bring it down right now, is equal to 162. All right, so I do see a couple of things I can combine. We're going to combine these two right here. So we have 14x plus 18 minus 10. 18 minus 10 is just 8. So plus 8 is equal to 162. Okay? Right, so now we have a two-step equation. We just need to divide it, or subtract, sorry. So subtract 8 on both sides. 14x is equal to 162 minus 8, so 162 minus 8 is equal to 154. Okay, so now we are going to divide by 14 on both sides. 154 divided by 14 is equal to 11. So x is equal to 11. Okay. Make sure you check step that. Okay, number 6. Okay, so let's start by getting rid of our parentheses first. We have 2 times 7 is 14, and 2 times 10v is going to be 20v. It's equal to negative 146. Okay. Oh, I forgot to draw my line. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, so now we have two separate equations. We're going to subtract 14 on both sides, and that brings down your 20v equals, now be careful because it's negative 146 minus 14, and when you have a negative minus, you're adding two negatives. So let's do this. Negative 146, okay, now minus 14 is going to be negative 160. So it's like saying negative 146 plus negative 14. You keep going down the negative side. So we have negative 160. Now we have a one-step equation, and we're going to divide by 20 on each side. Okay, V is equal to negative 160 divided by 20 is negative 8. Okay, so you guys check step that, make sure it's correct. If it's not, get back to me, I'll fix it, but I'm pretty sure it's right. Okay, so number 7. Number 7, we have draw our line and bring down our negative 197 is equal to, and then we just have this negative 11x here, so bring that down. And then we have our negative 10 and in parentheses x plus 5. So let's get rid of our parentheses by distributing first. So negative 10 times positive x is going to be negative 10x. And negative 10 times positive 5 is going to be negative 50. You have to watch those negatives. Okay. Now, we are going to combine our variables. So we have negative 11 minus 10. So go ahead and put this in your calculator, because I don't want you to think that's 1. It's not going to be negative 1, okay? So you're going to say negative 11, okay, minus 10, and you actually get negative 21, because remember, you have the two negatives there. So you're going negative 11 and negative 10 more. So negative 21x minus 50, and then bring down your negative 197, okay? Now you have your two-step equation, so you're going to add 50 to both sides. Bring down your negative 21x, and then negative 197 plus 50. Because that's a pot, you're adding 50. And you have negative 147. Okay? So now let's divide by negative 21 on both sides. So, and if I look at this, I see that I've got a negative 147 and negative 21. So my answer should be positive because I'm dividing a negative by a negative. So if we do that, divided by negative 21, we have positive 7. So just make sure when you're using your calculator that you're putting your negatives in there if you need it, because if you don't and you think you'll remember and you put it down, if you forget, then you're going to get the answer wrong. Okay? And then your check step will come out right, and you're going to think you've done something terribly wrong, and it could just be that you didn't put a negative in there. Alright, that happens, trust me. Okay, so number 8, we're almost there. We're going to bring down negative 140 equals, now we're going to distribute that 5, that negative 5, into the parentheses. So we're going to say negative 5 times negative 2p is a positive 10p, and negative 5 times positive 8 is going to be negative 40, because a negative times a positive is a negative, right? Okay, so now we have our two-step equation. We don't have anything else we can combine, so we're going to add 40 to both sides. Just take those away, bring down my 10p equals negative 140 plus 40. I bet you guys can guess what that is. Negative 140, right? Plus 40 is going to be negative 100. So negative 100 is equal to positive 10 times p. So if you divide by positive 10 on both sides, you get negative 10. Okay, so divide by your positive 10, p is equal to negative 10. And that sounds right, doesn't it? Negative 10 times positive 10 should be negative 100. Okay, number 9, draw our line. We're going to distribute. So negative 9 times positive 10 is negative 90x. And we'll put our equal sign there. And negative 9 times negative 3 is going to be positive 27. And now we have a minus 2x to bring down. And then over here, negative 709, bring that down. Okay, All right, that's my equal sign. I've kind of messed up on it. Put it right there. Okay. All right, so I've got some things I need to combine. So I'm going to take the negative 90x and the negative 2x, and I'm going to write in my calculator, just so I don't get it wrong, negative 90 minus 2, and that is negative 92. So negative 92x plus 27 is equal to negative 709. Okay? Now we have a two-step equation. We're going to subtract 27 on both sides. So take away 27. Now bring down your negative 92x, and now negative 709 minus 27 should get you negative 736. Negative 736, because remember, you're going a negative, then another negative, so you're going further down the number line on negative. So let's see what negative 92 is. So you divide by 92 on both sides, divide by negative 92, gives you positive 8. X is equal to 8, okay? One more. All right, so let's do this. We've got our line, and we need to distribute, so we say negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, and negative 5 times negative 11 is positive 55n. Okay, is equal to negative 280. All right, so two-step equation. So I have a negative 5, and I want to bring that over, so I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So plus 5 on both sides, that cancels that out. We have 55n is equal to, now let me get my calculator again, we have negative 280, right? Plus 5 is equal to negative 275. So negative 275. Now we need to divide by 55 on both sides. So n is equal to, we have negative 275 divided by 55. Your answer is negative 5. Okay. Make sure that you use a check step with all of these. Make sure that you get the correct answer. If you watch all of these videos, all of your questions will be answered, and Mr. Norton and I, remember, you can call us or text us or email us, and we should be available from 8 to 3 for the next couple of weeks, and then, we'll see. Hopefully we will see you soon. All right, so you guys take care, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you.